welcome to the Ickjerk Studios 2013 BCS College Football Playoff Selection Show. Scrolling across your screen now are the teams who have to wait until next year for another shot at the national title, as they are ranked between number 25 and number 6. Now let's see who the number 1 team in the nation is. And of course it is undefeated Notre Dame, who come into the playoff at a perfect 12-0 record, not having to have played a championship game as an independent. Following that up is the reigning national champion, the Alabama Crimson Tide, who come in after beating formerly number 3 Georgia in the SEC championship game, 32-28. They will now face another familiar foe as the number 3 team in the nation, a fellow SEC member, Florida, who comes in the playoff with a 11-1 record, and whose sole loss was a neutral site game against eventual SEC East champion Georgia, 9-17. That of course leaves number 4 and number 5, the last one in and the first one out. In at number 5 and the first one out is the Big 12 co-champion Kansas State, which leaves at the number 4 spot with a record of 11-1 Oregon, the Pac-12. They will meet number 1 Alabama in the Cotton Bowl, and Alabama and Florida will meet in the Orange Bowl.
We start things off with the Cotton Bowl between the number 1 Notre Dame Fighting Irish and the number 4 Oregon Ducks. We now start off the scoring midway through the first with this Notre Dame field goal. Late in the first, Oregon calls an option play, but Marcus Mariota's pitch is broken up by the Notre Dame defense, and it will be taken all the way back for the score.
He breaks it. He's at the 20.
Early in the second, Oregon will cut the Irish lead to 3 with this 10-yard touchdown run. Notre Dame will take that 3-point lead into halftime. Late in the third, Notre Dame is faced with a 4th and 2 in the Oregon red zone, and Oregon is able to come away with the stop. Oregon cashes in on the stop with this 47-yard touchdown pass. Midway through the fourth, Oregon calls yet another option play, and this one ends up much like the last, with Marcus Mariota's pitch being snagged out of the air by the Notre Dame defender and returned all the way for the touchdown. On their following drive, Oregon would elect to run on a 2nd and 5, which would turn out to be costly as the running back would turn over the ball to the Notre Dame defense. That turnover led to this 10-yard Everett Goldston touchdown pass. Oregon would fire back with this 75-yard touchdown pass to cut the lead back to 3. The Oregon defense would follow up that big score by forcing this turnover to give their offense the ball inside Notre Dame territory. Their offense would tie the game off that turnover with this field goal. After a Notre Dame drive that ended in an injured quarterback and a punt, Oregon is now driving, but on a Marcus Mariota scramble, the Notre Dame defense is able to force a fumble and recover. In comes junior quarterback Andrew Hendricks, who completes an 8-yard pass. He then throws a 4-yard pass for the first down. 2 plays later, he finds a receiver deep to take the lead with just over 20 seconds left. Number 1 Notre Dame wins it 31-24 over number 4 Oregon to advance to the 2013 BCS College Football Playoff National Championship game against the winner of the Orange Bowl between number 2 Alabama and number 3 Florida, and starting quarterback Everett Goldston will be available to play.
We now move on to the Orange Bowl between number 2 Alabama and number 3 Florida.
After starting quarterback A.J. McCarron was put out of action in the first, backup quarterback Phil Ellie finds himself starting off the scoring early in the second with this 35-yard touchdown pass. Florida responds late in the second with this 5-yard Jeff Driscoll touchdown run to knot things up at 7 heading into halftime. With Alabama driving late in the third, the Florida defense is able to pick off a Philip Emery pass. Then midway through the fourth, Jeff Driscoll finds the receiver deep for a 45-yard touchdown pass to take the lead. Philip Ellie follows up Jeff Driscoll's big play with one of his own, a 75-yarder to tie the game at 14. Alabama would get the ball back and kick this field goal to win the game as time expires. Alabama wins it 17-14 to advance the national championship against number 1 Notre Dame at Sun Life Stadium, where starting quarterback A.J. McCarron will be ready to play.
As both number 1 Notre Dame and number 2 Alabama have arrived at the national championship with their key players now healthy to play, much like in real life, that means the same result occurs, and Alabama thrashes the undefeated Fighting Irish 42-14 to claim their 2nd consecutive national title. Hello, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, could you please like it? It really helps the channel out. If you enjoyed the content in this video, could you please subscribe, because there will be much more of it coming in the future. And if you want to see one of my other college football playoff videos, you can click one of the annotations on the screen. Thank you.